It is time to welcome you back to Formula One from Lusail International Circuit in Qatar. It's race day, and for the first time in Formula One World Championship history, we are all set to run a 23rd Grand Prix of the year. Here come the lights in Lusail. And the Qatar Grand Prix is underway. George Russell launches off the line. He'll have to chop across Max Verstappen, who's got good momentum. He's got the inside line. He's got the lead of the Grand Prix. Lando Norris fighting on the inside as well. Lando's going past the pair of them. How did he do that? He didn't do that because Verstappen managed to get his elbows out. Our pole sitter falls to third. It's Verstappen and Norris at the head of the field, with Max Verstappen going wheel to wheel with his rival for the title early this year. But it's P2 on the grid. That penalty avenged immediately as Verstappen gains a place. Russell loses 2 positions. Norris gains a place as well, and off into the background of one of the Hasses, surely of Kevin Magnussen.
Yeah, it was all happening there. Alonso was a little bit premature with his start, so expect him to pick up a penalty.
I think it was Lewis Hamilton from 6th, just ahead of Alonso potentially, that did that. It hasn't really helped either of them out. They're 8th and 9th on the grid. Either way, brilliant from Max Verstappen. Inside of Russell, held George to the outside line as the safety car is deployed. Lando had a chance to come through, but he had the inside again, Max, and he's so clinical from that position.
Ocon and Colapinto stranded at turn 1.
Well, I know one thing, Colapinto will be hoping that was more Ocon than him, as we see that puncture on the back of Hülkenberg's tyre.
These guys were 18th, 19th and 20th on the grid. From there, it's difficult to be a hero, but to end the race is such a shame, with plenty of unknowns and a really physical, grueling test where you never know if you can make it through. Hamilton doesn't move off the line, and I think he moved before the lights went out and then had to stop, and that's why he gets a woeful start and has dropped down to 9th position. Further back, there's a V-Cub going around the outside. Hülkenberg's having a moment, and he clips Ocon and Colapinto, who are both trying to go around his outside. Let's have a look from this angle. You might see Hülkenberg further back, having his own moment. Was he already touching Ocon or not? And actually, Colapinto is the victim in that. Ocon's going to dive round the outside at the first corner, and Hulk's just got absolutely no grip, so he's already locked up the right front. He's got Alex Albon just ahead, and he's nervous about hitting the Williams. Then he's having to turn, and that causes the spin. Let's have a look. So he's on the brakes. There's Albon. Oh, he's got no grip on that hard tyre. So it was a bold call from Haas, trying to get him onto something different. And it just meant you're always going to be a little bit vulnerable on the opening lap, and that was the result. Just trying to fight with those on the mediums without the necessary grip.
Round goes Albon, further on lap 1.
Massively hit by Stroll.
Yeah, copy that.
I knew he was going to do it, I could tell.
Unfortunately, being clairvoyant doesn't help the fact he could well have damage to the car.
So this is Stroll. I mean, honestly, I don't think he's done a huge amount wrong there. He's got to the apex, they're drifting wide. I think that's a racing incident in my eyes.
The incident involving Lewis Hamilton for a potential false start is under investigation.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
So he's rolling as the lights go out. That's going to be a slam dunk, I'm fairly sure.
Surely it can't be too much later. He is waiting very late in the day to stand on the power and take the pack racing once again. And he gets the jump on Lando Norris. Searching for tyre temperature, they all will be at this stage. You see slightly wider line there for Lando. As they bring the temperatures in, the green flag flies at Lusail International once again. And Piastri is very close to Leclerc. That seems to be the closest one. George Russell's also got a run on Lando Norris. Let's see where the moves are going to change. They are debating 4th place, and they stay as they were into turn 1.
Piastri's past Leclerc. Leclerc understeered at the final corner, just couldn't get through, but he dives back on the inside.
And off the road in the background we go with Liam Lawson. And so Liam Lawson is heading off the road to tumble down the order, and another moment at the first turn. He's got going once again, and so it's Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Piastri and Charles Leclerc. It's a 10-second time penalty for Liam Lawson for causing a collision at the first turn. And this is the overtake for Kevin Magnussen. Yuki says go the long way round, and Kevin Magnussen is going to.
Oh, fruity stuff from K-Mag. He's forced wide, keeps his foot in over the gravel, and then with a bit of gravel, jumps back up the inside.
No, from what we can see, Verstappen's tyres similar to ours. Russell behind, slightly worse than ours.
Lovely move around the outside, and Yuki Tsunoda offering that inside move. Pierre Gasly going for the grippy racing line and taking the place. So Haas leads, Alpine leads RB in the battle for 6th in the championship on the road at the moment. Lewis Hamilton closing in on Sergio Perez, and once again Yuki Tsunoda trying to shut the door. And if it's straight line speed problems that Fernando Alonso has, he's got plenty of grip to go around the outside again. And first Magnussen, then Gasly, and now Fernando Alonso go the long way round to take the place away from Yuki. We're looking at Zhou Guanyu closing in on the RB of Yuki Tsunoda. Sauber searching for their first points of the entire year. They haven't scored in Formula One since this race before, and again rolling by, no contest at all, and another position lost for Yuki Tsunoda.
They're matching each other still out front, and they are about 0.8 of a second, 1 second per lap quicker than Perez.
As we see Yuki Tsunoda trying to block Valtteri Bottas, but again, the RB just doesn't have any sort of pace, and it's another position lost. The driver who had done so well to make all the places off the line finds himself tumbling back down the order once again, and poor old Yuki's back where he started in P14. It looks like the rest of the field are thinking about the time to bring in the cars. Russell first, our pole sitter, who faded to 3rd place at the start, gets a new set of Pirelli tyres, and it's not quick. It wasn't quick on the front right. It wasn't quick on the front rear.
No, and they would have seen a window of opportunity in front of this group here with Magnussen, and I think he's going to come out now behind these guys, where without that slow stop, he would have slotted out in front of them. To go on board with Lewis Hamilton, and he was saying that he's picking up some front grip. Oh well, on power, that increase in front grip coincides with a drop-off in rear grip. He didn't look like he was particularly offline.
Just trying to chase the throttle, getting closer to Perez again.
Again, this time George Russell has the DRS, but he's not able to get alongside. Look for that inside line, as he did plenty of times in the sprint race yesterday, unable to get through.
And this is the nail on the coffin for George's race at the moment. He's going 0.8 of a lap slower than Carlos Sainz in 5th. He just cannot make any use of these hard tyres, stuck in behind Fernando.
So was that
Is it Albon?
Was that the Haas?
It was either the Williams or the Haas.
They've both been whacked in the Grand Prix, so it could have been either.
Check if you lifted for the yellow. There was a yellow in the middle of the straight.
Yeah, there was. We'll have a look. Make sure he lifted.
Let's listen in then, as he's going to blast past this.
Check the board.
Lando did not lift, Max.
I hope you report that then.
And then that mirror has been hit. Has it done any damage? I wouldn't expect too much damage. That said, that looks like a lot of debris from below Hamilton's
Puncher for Lewis Hamilton off the road, and the front left has gone for Lewis Hamilton as he rejoins. Sparks from the underside of the car because all the tyres aren't inflated, and Hamilton has the puncher, and now can he get it back? Are we going to need an intervention? Is the debris on the circuit crucial phase of the Grand Prix?
Well, it coincides with all those shards of carbon fibre being deposited all over the start-finish straight as Bottas creamed through that
Another one this time for Carlos Sainz. The mirror on the racing line, and Carlos Sainz has a puncher. 2 cars on 1 lap as Piastri comes into the pits. Crucial stop for McLaren.
Yeah, this is a clear sign that no one can take a risk now, and the pits are going to get busy.
So Max Verstappen has headed the race since lap number 1, took the lead at the start. Lando Norris nearly jumped from 3rd to 1st, but Verstappen had the inside line for turn number 2.
Hamilton speeding 100%. He just brake tested me again. I locked both my fronts.
There is a drive-through penalty for Lewis Hamilton for speeding in the pit lane. When does Verstappen choose to go by? Why is Perez dropping down the order on the left-hand side there? Has he had an issue, or is it just his transponder? Because he's tumbling down the timing tower on the left-hand side.
Stopped, according to the track map. Meanwhile, we're going to see a restart, or are we?
Either way, Perez has dropped down. That's not a transponder issue. Perez is no longer in the points. We are racing again in Losail. Perfect restart for Lando Norris.
Yeah, terrible restart for Max Verstappen based on his previous ones. He's under pressure.
Side by side we go for the Grand Prix victory. Verstappen versus Norris into turn 1, and they'll both be going deep. Verstappen hangs on to it. They went wheel to wheel again, and Verstappen hangs on to first place. Piastri gave it everything to get past Charles Leclerc. He couldn't get there. Verstappen maintains the lead. There's still moves going on. They're still swapping it over. Can Leclerc hang on to it? He can. Piastri's still in P4. You've got Russell in 5th. Under pressure from Carlos Sainz. Verstappen elbows out once again. Gasly gets past Sainz. He's up to 6th position. Into the gravel trap goes Nico Hülkenberg, and we were expecting a bit of a slow burner. Instead, we've had the 3rd ever Qatar Grand Prix, and there's been action from the off. Hülkenberg's in the gravel trap. Perez stopped before he even got to the restart. This is Sergio Perez. Let's listen in.
His hard tyres not warming up. You could hear the rev spike as he went for it. I think that was driver error.
This was turn 1 on the restart. Verstappen, Norris, deep goes Gasly in the pink Alpine. Then watch for a wide moment for Charles Leclerc. Gives an opportunity for a couple of corners for Piastri, who nearly roared around the outside of 3, looking for 3rd place.
Yeah, some great wheel-to-wheel action there. I think there might have been a little bit of contact between Verstappen and Lando Norris.
And further back, George Russell, Carlos Sainz coming together. Gasly was able to reclaim the position that he lost by going deep into turn 1. This was Gasly sailing on by, on board with Russell.
Yeah, Gasly absolutely steams into that first corner on the hard tyres, fighting with the Mercedes. That Mercedes goes by, so does the Ferrari of Sainz, and Gasly's got him back.
And there's the moment for Carlos Sainz. He was battling up against George Russell, Pierre Gasly, who went deep into 1. Your luck can change quickly around this Qatar circuit, and there's the move to prove it. Safety car is in at the end of this lap, and we're still going through the replays of what happened on the last restart. That's Hülkenberg dropping the car, spinning into the gravel. It was a great sprint race for him. Ever since we went to the Grand Prix format, it's not been his weekend. And it's a better launch this time. But what sort of drive and grip does he have through turn 16? Norris is not close. This time he's under pressure. Norris is looking at the Scarlet Ferrari in his mirrors. Charles Leclerc will try and improve. Out of the slipstream he will go with 15 laps to go. Can Leclerc go the long way round compared to Lando Norris? He doesn't risk it. He allows Lando to pick his braking point, and he got it right. The top 3 as they were. It's a 10-second stop-go penalty for Lando Norris for failing to slow under yellow flags. That is effectively a 35-second penalty for Lando Norris.
It's out of the points, given how many laps there's going to be left in this Grand Prix.
Kevin Magnussen. Oh, he's not going to go around the outside. He was barged out of the way before. And that was a look at how Alex Albon and him went racing. These two, gloves off stuff.
And this is even better news for Zhou, who's sitting up the road in 8th place.
Here we go again between Albon and Magnussen. That is a roar around the outside. What a great move from a man heading out of Formula One in a week's time.
Nice one, Kev.
Let's see Valtteri Bottas trying to get the other Sauber towards the points. Alex Albon's in 10th. Bottas fancies a nibble at it.
Oh my word, I thought he was going to roar around the outside and he had to bail out.
He's made it through now.
And he's got it done. Sauber, they're going to finish 10th in the Constructors' Championship. Here comes Lando trying to get by as well, and the points chance for Albon slips through his fingers.
Yeah, Bottas might not get that point either, because Norris has got something to prove in these last few laps, a few places to gain. Every point counts for McLaren still, so even though they're going to be outraged with what's happened, they're going to really need that extra point. They'll be happy with Gasly's job as well, keeping Sainz at bay still for 5th and 6th place.
Lando Norris massively fighting and getting past Valtteri Bottas. Crucially, that gets him 1 point for 10th and 1 bonus point for fastest lap if things stay the way they are. Lando was penalised for failing to lift under yellow flags, and Verstappen, aggrieved to be penalised and lose pole position yesterday, fights back to the front of the field. The Dutch driver will see the checkered flag first, and Max Verstappen cruises over the line to win his 9th Grand Prix of the year. Max Verstappen wins the Qatar Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc comes home in 2nd place. Oscar Piastri completes the podium, and we will see you next week for a title fight between McLaren and Ferrari. And welcome back to the top 10, Zhou Guanyu and Sauber. They've finally scored in 2024.
Yeah, it was a very good race. Of course, already yesterday in qualifying, the car was a lot better. And yeah, today, that first stint was very, very fast. Lando and I were just within 1.8 seconds of each other the whole time, pushing each other. And honestly, it was a lot of fun out there. This track has a lot of grip, and this year the tires are really holding on. So that was honestly a lot of fun to be, really pushing the tire. And yeah, we went really long in that first stint. After that, of course, there were a few safety car moments that you had to take care. But very happy, it's been a while in the dry to be this competitive, and very proud of everyone within the team, to turn it around within a day. So they definitely also deserve this victory.
There were spins, there were overtakes, there were penalties, and there was victory for the world champion once again. Max Verstappen taking a big glug, celebrating, and it has been an illuminating kind of night.